everyone, welcome to Lunch and Learn. My name is Peter and I'm a product manager here at Property Me. Check it out, look who's back.
Hi guys.
Christina is our onboarding team leader. Where were you last month, Christina?
I did watch the Lunch and Learn. I was just on holidays, so I watched it with a margarita in hand.
No excuse. You've come on a great day today. We've got a good session full of all of our features that are going out in tonight's March release. So I'm probably going to harp on this a little bit throughout the session, but this means that tomorrow morning when you come in, you'll see that big green banner along the top of your Property Me page. Click on the link and you'll be taken to our release notes so you can see exactly what is included in the release.
Exciting.
Something a little bit different today as well. We're coming to you live from Facebook plus YouTube as well. So welcome wherever you're tuning in from.
Hi YouTube.
Same drill as always. Questions, comments, feedback, pop them in comment section down below. We've got a whole team today working on all of the comments and we'll try and answer them live for you as well throughout the session. What have we got today, Christina? We've got effective pay to dates, massive one, tenant invoice credits. You're going to take us through...
Got some new changes in fees.
Yes, lease renewal fees and the ability to apply fees in bulk as well. Plus we've done some back-end changes as well that we're going to touch on too. With all that said and done, I think we're ready to jump in. I think you're going to start us off, aren't you, Christina?
First up.
What do we got?
First up, Peter, have you ever forgotten to charge a lease renewal fee?
Yes.
Yes.
More times than I'd like to admit, actually.
I thought you were really efficient, but no, it can happen. So great news. We now have a lease renewal fee prompt. So no more internal reminders to do this. Property Me will remind you to do this.
Never miss
another lease renewal fee.
Principals out there are going to love that.
I'm going to show you how to set the fee up and then how we apply it as well. So let's jump in. I'll show you how it all looks.
Let's go.
Okay. First up, what we need to do is we need to apply the fee in the settings, so the fee template. You will need to have admin access to do this. So jumping into fees, I've already created a brand new fee and it's called my lease renewal fee. The difference is I now have a brand new fee type, which is agreement date renewed. So you still have the same calculations as you would with your manual lease renewal fees, such as on a percentage or fixed amount, depending how your office charge this fee. So the fee template's ready to go. I've also already applied this fee to my owner, so I'll show you what that looks like as well. We're going to use 50, oh, where's my little property gone? Give me a sec. Oh, well, let's just apply it to Regent Street. So I'm going to use Regent Street as an example today. Jumping into Amanda's fees, here is my lease renewal fee with our new trigger here. So that's ready to go. So let's say that Trent has now returned his lease, all signed and witnessed, and I'm ready to jump in and update my lease information. So using the edit pencil, I jump into the folio and you will now see a link here to edit agreement details. So once I update the dates, here is our renewal prompt. I am prompted to charge this fee now. So in this case, using the same new fee type we have, I've actually created a lease renewal fee and a lease preparation fee as well. So I'm going to charge the owner both of these now that I've updated the dates. Hitting save. Property Me alerts me that the changes have been made. So here are our little bills. There they are.
And those bills get dated with a due date of today, that's correct, yeah?
Yes, they do. Yep. So never miss another renewal fee.
So for me, I think of three main steps. Set the fee up in your template first, apply it either in bulk or one by one.
I'll show you that in a second.
And then from there, wait until your tenants have signed their new lease, and when you got to update those agreement start and end dates, that's when you would charge.
That's right. Yep.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Cool. What do we think so far? Questions, comments, comment down below.
Please.
I haven't seen any come through just yet. Do you want to take everyone through the next one that you've got?
So this works hand in hand with our next feature. So we can apply fees in bulk now. So not just to all portfolios, but we can apply them through the properties and the owner context view, which means that you can take the opportunity to use the filtering options as well. So this is really great for if you need to update fees for buying, selling a rent roll. Maybe you want to apply our brand new renewal fee prompt to some of the portfolio instead of all of the portfolio. It's also for users that are still doing, say, manual letting fees. So if you want to take advantage of the automation that we have, say, with our triggered fees, this is a great way to do that. So I'm going to jump in and show you how I would use the filters and apply some fees in bulk. So what I'm going to do is, let's say I want to apply our brand new lease renewal fee, but only just to my portfolio. So I'm going to filter by manager. I'm going to filter to me, and then select all my properties in bulk, or pick a choose. Hit actions. You will now see this tab saying apply fee. Selecting my fee template, which I already had, so I'm going to select my lease renewal fee here. And my renewal fee is, say, half a week plus tax, let's say. Hitting apply. How cool is that?
Done.
I could also do this through the owner contacts as well. So if you've got a multi-property owner or some commercial owners that you want to be able to apply special fees or implement new fees for, I can do so via contacts, owners, selecting my owner that I want to apply a fee for, or let's say it's only just these two. Hitting actions, apply fee. In this case, I might charge my end of financial year is around the corner. So I'm going to apply my end of financial year summary fee. Should we be generous? Let's say $44, shall we? Hit apply, and it's just as easy as that. You will need to have admin rights to apply the fee in bulk. Same with admin rights to create the fee template as well. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Well, I think you and the setup team are going to absolutely
My team
love
freaked about this feature, because any new users that are looking to come on board and or have just gone on board and are in the middle of getting prepared for either end of financial year or want to use our brand new fee prompt, you're going to love this feature so much.
Even people that manually input their data as well, how easy is that to just either label or filter down by PM and then apply it all?
It's going to save so much time for you guys.
Cool. Well, let's jump in and see if there's any questions that have come through. Actually, I think we're getting blasted with comment. Oh, Brett, what's for lunch? You don't want to know what I've got for lunch. Mate, it's a coffee. I don't think it's the healthiest option for lunch. Nina's given us some love. Shout out to Nina Sutton. This is awesome. Nicole, yay, love this. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, well, as you guys keep pushing your comments through, Christina, how about we jump into our next feature, which I'm going to take us through, actually. Let me get that up and ready for you. Any YouTube comments come through yet?
Not yet.
No.
Don't be shy, guys. We want to hear from you. First time on YouTube. We want to hear from you.
Okay, what have I got? Okay, I'm very excited about this one because I know how many people out there love effective pay to dates. So let me show you what we've done. Just first of all, I just wanted to preface this by saying we've had effective pay to dates for tenants for quite some time now, but you need to know where to look. So let me show you where it sits first before I go through effective pay to dates. So I'm going to jump over to contacts and tenants. And from here, we've got that effective paid to column. So that hasn't changed, that's still going to stay there. So if you ever want to see a list of all of your tenants and where they're effectively paid to, you can come to this screen. But what we've done is, at a portfolio level, we've given you guys the ability to show effective paid to date. So this is just sitting in your company settings. And from here, it's going to be off for everyone by default, but tomorrow when you guys come in, if you want to start using this straight away, jump into settings, flick it across to yes. And from here, let me show you where those effective pay to dates are going to sit throughout Property Me. First, we've got the property page. This is where you guys are probably going to spend most of your day jumping in and out of properties. You'll see now that we've got that same old actual paid to date, so 22nd of March plus that part paid of $300. But now, sitting next to it, we've got your effective paid to date.
Amazing.
So for you guys out there that aren't familiar with the concept of an effective paid to date, the way I used to explain it to my tenants is you're actually paid to the 22nd of March plus $300. But if they want to know a specific date where that part paid pays them until, it's 22nd of March plus 300 equals your effective pay
Can be
to
a
date.
hard conversation sometimes.
Yeah, for tenants, owners, or even for PMs if you need to know exactly how far behind a tenant is, if maybe you need to send a termination notice. So we've got that in there. Let me show you where else we've got that effective pay to date sitting. I'm going to open up my tenant contact, and over on the right hand side here, just under the part paid amount, we've got your 24th of March effective pay to. Jump across to our tenant folio in the top right hand corner, again next to that part paid amount. We've got the 24th of March. A couple of other sections, we've got your rent receipts. So if I open up a rent receipt, from here we've got your effective pay to date sitting on there. So I think it's going to be much easier for tenants to read and know exactly where they're paid to. The last one that we've got is your tenant history reports. So if we jump in and generate one of them, you'll see from here, just underneath that pay to date, we've got the effective pay to date sitting there.
Nice.
So it's like Oprah, you get an effective pay to date, you get an effective pay to date.
Complete visibility. I love that.
Correct,
I love
yeah.
that. Anywhere you look.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of the biggest things that you guys have been asking for,
That's
so
right.
hope you enjoy.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments about the effective pay to dates, pop them in down below. Interesting to know how many of you knew about that effective pay to date section before, if you're actively using it, or if you think this is something that you guys are going to turn on straight away and start using. So whilst you guys are commenting away, let me take you through another feature that we've got going out in tonight's release, and that is tenant invoice credits. So I know I say I'm excited about all the new features, but I am excited about this one as well. So if you guys are familiar with applying a rent credit, so if a landlord reaches out and says, hey, the tenant replaced the letterbox, credit their rent $400. Similar sort of concept, but now you can apply credits to invoices. So let me show you where that all sits. In Property Me, I'm going to jump into my invoices section, my tenant invoices. So you can apply credits to both due invoices or future invoices. Choice is yours. So let's say, let's open Patricia Mac. So this invoice here, you'll see that we've got a new Manage Credits button. So this is where you're going to navigate to in order to apply the invoice credits. So let's say, what's a good one? Invoice credit for leaking tap. You've invoiced the tenant for water usage, but I don't know, maybe it was a little bit slow for the plumber to get out and attend to that leaking tap. So the owner said, credit their tenant invoice by $50. You'll see that the balance due updates straight away, and then we're just going to hit save. So you take them back to that invoice screen, so you can see that the full amount is still sitting there, but underneath there's an invoice payment. Yeah.
That's going to be a really popular feature amongst our commercial customers as well.
Correct, yeah. So what I love about this as well is we update your tenant history reports at the same time. So you can see that $50 credit that I just applied to, was it named Patricia? I think it was, to Patricia's invoice. You still got that invoice number, the details of the bill, or sorry, the invoice, but we've got the credit,
The record
$50.
of it. Nice.
Yeah, so at any given point in time, you can always refer back to this if maybe a tenant is questioning that they didn't get their invoice credit that they were owed. So you can pop that on there. You can also use that section to cancel invoices as well. So if a tenant has moved out and you're not planning on getting the money back in for that invoice and the owner says, look, don't worry about it, just cancel it, you can go in and put a credit in for the balance.
And then archive them straight away.
Yeah,
instead of having
correct.
that invoice still there.
Yeah. So just back on this invoice section, I know sometimes we're all human, we make mistakes. If you accidentally pop in an invoice credit, maybe the wrong amount, maybe the information that you popped in wasn't correct, you can always jump back into Manage Credits.
Awesome.
And you can remove it from there. Just keep in mind that if you receipt funds against that invoice, we do lock that out because it is a record on the history report. And you can add up to 5 invoice credits per invoice as well.
That's good. Wonderful. I love that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, tell us what you think so far. Have any more questions come through?
Let's jump in and have a look.
I think we have. Here we go. Oh, Brett Wheatland, I love having the signed renewal. Big fan. Any more
Let's have a look.
questions?
We have
A lot of good comments, but are there any
nice
questions?
comments. Thanks, guys. That's so great.
So Debbie Matthews has asked, will effective pay to show on owner statement? So that's actually already current functionality. We show both the
We show
effective
both.
pay to date and actual pay to date on your owner statements. So that's not going to change. That's going to stay the same.
Jamie has asked, he said, awesome guys, if you've already got a lease renewal fee in Property Me, can you update the fee to be triggered for our new trigger? A new fee template will need to be created for this fee, so we are unable to change that. So jump into your settings, create that brand new template, and you can use our new feature in terms of applying fees in bulk as well.
So we've got Di Parnell who's squealing. So good, bulk fees, renewal fees, and effective pay too. Love. Yeah. Awesome. So whilst you guys are still commenting away, we've made some back-end changes as well. What I might do is let's go through the first one. And this is for all you guys out there that are currently on Pro and using our listings feature to push your properties, your rentals or sale properties to your online portal, so realestate.com, domain, things like that. So again, it's a back-end change, so front-facing, you're probably not going to notice too much, but let me show you what you will notice. So earlier today, I published a couple of listings to realestate.com. If, I don't know, maybe we need to reduce the price. I'm going to jump across to my advert and update the price. Maybe I'm not getting many people through at that 450. We drop to 400, even though the picture of that house looks amazing and in Marrickville. So from here, this is where...
Wow, 400 in Marrickville.
Yeah, it's a typo.
Nice.
So from here, this is where you guys are going to notice a massive increase in the time it takes to push changes or new listings from Property Me to realestate.com. So you'll hit that republish button, and then from there, boom, it goes straight to realestate.com. So no more, I think I've done that once before, where I put a wrong price or something and we got all these inquiries come through. So I'm sitting there refreshing, please hurry up and update. So. There was another...
And owners are checking as well, right?
Correct.
So you just got off the phone with the owner.
Take that photo off.
And put that new inspection time up, and you want to do that straight away because you know they're going to be on their app updating, making sure that the new time's up.
Yeah. Cool. So there's another back-end change for our Pro users as well that has to do with bank feeds. Do you want to take one through?
Yes, we have a bank feeds change as well. So we've made some back-end changes to improve user experience. For the current Pro users on bank feeds, this doesn't affect your setup at all, so business as usual. But for our core customers looking to upgrade to Pro, or maybe you're already on Pro and just not using bank feeds, you can always enable for a month and give bank feeds a try. This feature, bank feeds, essentially pulls your bank transactions from your bank straight into Property Me. So when your trust accountant or your team sign in, the transactions are going to be in Property Me ready to receipt instead of hopping into the bank first. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the setup and what the changes look like. So let's jump into my account. You will need to have admin permissions to enable bank feeds, and you will need to have super high security banking settings as well to turn them on too. So jumping into settings, you're now going to notice bank feeds has its own dedicated tab. So if I click on there...
It's important enough to have its own tab.
It is important enough. It's an awesome feature. Hitting enable, you've got a view on all of the kind of major banks, but if your bank isn't on here, there is a search field. So if it's a credit union or something like that, you can search, whatever bank it is. And this is where you need to have a high security level at the bank in order to pop your credentials in. So setup is really simple. It'll only take you a minute to do. If at any chance you wanted to check the status of the bank feeds, perhaps you're banking with Macquarie and they did some kind of update overnight and you're just checking whether the bank feeds has worked. Happens quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
Or if you need to refresh because of that, there is a little status section as well in bank feeds, which you can monitor the last activity, refresh, or maybe you've done a change of trust and need to update details or something like that as well.
Yeah.
So
you didn't want to put your bank details in there?
No, not today. So what else have we got?
Cool. So that's the setup of bank feeds, new setup, plus behind the scenes changes that we've made, plus that from the dashboard, that blue link will take you directly through to that new bank feeds tab in your settings.
Yep.
Awesome. We've had some more questions come through. Let's jump in and have a look. Deanne Harvey has asked, is this in the next update or only premium? So this is going out in tonight's release. So I think I mentioned it earlier today. When you come in tomorrow, check out that green banner with the release notes. Follow the link. We've got knowledge-based articles plus a little breakdown of each feature that is going out. So please make sure, you should be on the lookout for that all the time, but for tomorrow, definitely. So all the features that we've been through today are core features, apart from the bank feeds and the listings updates that we've done. So the first 4 that we shot through is for everyone. We've got another question that's come through from good old John Peppers, the guru. He has asked, hey, how does the effective date round? So as I mentioned before, we've had that effective pay to date in there for quite a while in that tenant contact section, but we do round the effective pay to date forward. So if your tenant has paid a little bit, we will round that date forward. Yeah. For things like that, I think you need to be on the tenant side, because if you round it down and then you send something like a termination notice and they're not 14 full days in arrears, or you can find yourself in a bit of trouble. Yeah. So we round up.
Elena has asked whether there's advertising features in Vic as well. So listings is available to all of our customers. It's on our Pro plan. And yes, there's absolutely training. So we have a Pro demo that Scott, our trainer, hosts once a week, and we'll put a link into that actually in the comments so everybody can access that, and as well as short tutorials, KB articles, and access
pre-recorded sessions as well. So I think we run that weekly one every Wednesday, but if you can't make that time, we record them so you can watch it whenever you like, and you can see not just listings but everything that we've got in Pro. We've got a lot in Pro at the moment, so we're seeing more and more people. Definitely worth the extra cost.
There's a lot of users currently using listings at the moment, and the setup is really simple as well, which is all done through Property Me all in one spot.
I think we've got time for one more question. Nico Lee has asked, when can we have e-sign feature added for condition report and key form?
Peter.
It's coming.
When?
It's coming. I'm pushing forward as well. So watch this space. We are working on some things in the background, and as soon as things are ready, we'll be letting everyone know and we'll push it out. Cool. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for attending. Please, again, questions, comments, any feedback that you got, pop them down below. Look out for those release notes tomorrow. Yes. Awesome. Thanks for joining me again, Christina. Will we see you next month?
Oh, if I'm invited, of course. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good week.
Check you next time. Bye.
Bye.